Hey, what's up, zoners? Today, we're going to be helping each other decide which wide receivers should be in our starting fantasy lineups. That means we have the top 5 best and the top 5 worst wide receiver cornerback matchups for week 12. We have a wide receiver, man, making his long-awaited return. He's going to be a league winner. And he, not only does he have a good matchup, he is going to be shadowed by the Giants' worst cornerback. Holy shit, sign me up. We have another wide receiver. He has been a slot machine, a top 10 wide receiver over the last 2 weeks. You might not be able to start him this week. He has a divisional matchup against one of the best slot cornerbacks in the league. Stick around for that. We also have pass funnel defenses. What are pass funnel defenses? Those are defenses like my Vikings, man, that do not care if you throw the ball, man. We don't give a shit. We just want to stop that run so we can start people going against these defenses because they should have more opportunity than normal. So I have a table that will help us through all of this, but you got to hold on for 7 seconds. All right, let's look at the best matchups for week 12 wide receivers, man. So, hey, Noah Brown could be a streamer this week. Only running routes on 62%. I would imagine that's up to like 75 because at the beginning of the year, he was not running that many routes. He has been a factor for a month and a half, scoring 0.34 fantasy points per route run. That is actually okay. 0.4 is good. 0.5 is very good. We're looking at okay right here. And he gets Dallas's worst cornerback. Holy shit, man. This guy only plays one side. The left cornerback does cover the right wide receiver. You can go check the ESPN cheat sheet. Dallas, number 1 in the league, giving up points to right wide receivers in the league. So Noah Brown should have a good game this week, if ever. And then on to Mike Evans, dude. If he fucking plays, all right? So pay attention to see if he plays. He's going to run a route on 95%, dude. There's nobody to throw to up there, man. They've been waiting for a wide receiver for how long? K. Dotton's getting 12 targets? Holy shit. All right. So 0.47. This guy is very good, even with Chris Godwin. They would it started off with Mike Evans and then it went to Chris Godwin like by week 4. So his points started to go down. But hey, man, this guy's going to be a top 3 wide receiver. We talked about this. He is, as far as like fantasy points per route run, without Chris Godwin, he is top 3. I think, I can't remember who he's only behind, but he's ahead of Justin Jefferson and Noah Brown. Jamar Chase is the only person ahead of him over the last 3 years, dude. So Mike Evans will be elite, and he gets shadowed. That's what the blue, baby blue highlighter means, by Deonte Banks, man. The worst cornerback for the Giants. Holy shit, man. So we're looking for Mike Evans. If he plays, you are immediately starting him and looking for a big game. And let's go down to not Mike Williams, George Pickens, man. George Pickens running a ton of routes now, over 80%. I do love that. 0.46 fantasy points per route run. We're getting to very good territory, man. That's like Mike Evans territory, man. All right. And over the last month, I bet that's 0.6 if I had to guess. But hey, dude, Cleveland, they have been allowing a ton. Even Denzel Ward, dude, look at Denzel Ward. He was their top cornerback. 0.39 fantasy points per route run allowed. But George Pickens gets Martin Emerson. He plays one side pretty much. 0.31. So the 2 outside cornerbacks for George Pickens and Mike Williams, giving up a ton of points, should be great for them this week. And then, hey, man, Xavier Worthy had a great game. I told you to trade him away, all right? Told you to trade him away. Well, he's got a great matchup this week against Carolina left cornerback Mike Jackson. So Carolina's second worst cornerback? He gets... So, yeah, Xavier Worthy, I think, still is a flex play this week, especially in standard leagues, if you're banking on a long touchdown or something like that. Again, though, I'm trying to trade him away. I don't want anything to do with Xavier Worthy. He should have a good matchup again another week. But DeAndre Hopkins and the return of Juju, get out of that, man. Trade away Xavier Worthy. Courtland Sutton, dog, says he's only running routes on 76%. We talked about this in the beginning of the year. I said to trade him away because he was literally blocking, man. He was not running routes. He was blocking. If they had a bad matchup, he was not involved. Well, over the last, 5 weeks, there have been bad matchups, and he has been super involved still. So my fear of Courtland Sutton is gone. And hey, we talk about good matchups, bad matchups. This fool gets Las Vegas' worst cornerback. One of the worst cornerbacks in the league, 0.38 fantasy points per route run. Holy shit. If your cornerback's giving up over 0.35 fantasy points, that is terrible. So Courtland Sutton should be amazing this week. We have Noah Brown, Mike Evans, George Pickens, Xavier Worthy, Courtland Sutton, and hey, those are the top 5 best matchups week 12. All right, let's start off with the worst wide receiver cornerback matchups for week 12. First up, man, Jackson Smith and Jigba running 86% of routes, man. That is great. 90% is elite. That's what we were hoping for. But as far as slot cornerbacks, that is one of the highest in the leagues. So they run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets over there in Seattle with that college offense. He's in the slot 80% of the time, man. So 10% on the outside for pretty much 20% total. He's getting 0.38 fantasy points per route run. That has been climbing and climbing and climbing. He was down at like 0.19 for a minute there, and now he is becoming really good. All right, so 0.61 is like about elite. Cooper Kupp right here 0.57, so 0.38 is actually really good. So you get to 0.50 and we are cooking, man. He's going against Arizona's Garrett Williams. He's one of the best slot cornerbacks in the league. He plays slot pretty much exclusively. All right, 0.13 fantasy points per route run allowed. That is elite. I mean, 0.08. I think Joshua Johnson's the only cornerback that has better than that. So Garrett Wilson, slot cornerback, you cannot play your slot wide receivers against him. So I am nervous about Jackson Smith and Jigba this week, but I would still start him as a flex because holy shit, man, how can you not? And then we are not starting Keyshawn Boot or Kendrick Bourne. Let's look at Cooper Kupp, man. Of course, Cooper Kupp, you're going to start regardless, but he has a bad matchup this week. Cooper DeJean, all right? So Philadelphia allowing the fewest amount of receiving yards over the last month, for God's sakes. But right now, we're thinking that Puka Nacua is going to get Quinyon Mitchell, and Quinyon Mitchell is the shutdown corner on this team. So Cooper Kupp should still have opportunities. Only running routes on 84%. I would think that'd be about 90, but not. He is the slot wide receiver here. 0.57 again. That is almost elite. Justin Jefferson's like 0.61. But yeah, man, Cooper DeJean, that rookie cornerback, is only giving up 0.18 fantasy points per route run. He is the slot cornerback, man. Look at that, 93%. So he will be covered by Cooper Kupp. Puka, though, gets the terrible matchup against Quinyon. So look for Kupp to still be a wide receiver 2 for you. Maybe the tight end over there, I can't think of his name right now, should be startable. Because who the hell are they going to throw it to? Kyren should be catching a ton of balls. All right. And then here we go, man. Jakobi Meyers. I thought that he was going to be targeted more last week. I'm not going to lie, but that was the Brock Bowers game, and he did have a bad matchup. So again, he has another bad matchup. He had Jalen Ramsey last week, and you saw the targets weren't there. And now he gets the best cornerback in the league, Patrick Surtain. He will be shadowed, and we say that they even follow him into the slot sometimes. Patrick Surtain's playing 9% in the slot, even though Jakobi Meyers is pretty much on one side of the field, dude. So look for him to get locked down. 0.14. Jakobi Meyers, man, not even probably a flex for me this week. I'm actually liking Brock Bowers even more because he can't throw to Jakobi Meyers, man. Woo! Puka Nacua. It says Darius Slay right here. I would not listen to this. All right. So Puka Nacua, 0.58, dude. 0.58 and 0.57. Him and Cooper Kupp, they're on the same team, dude. Holy shit. Go stream Matthew Stafford. Not this week, probably, but still after this week. So Darius Slay, again, I'm thinking this is actually going to be Quinyon Mitchell right here. They're saying it's going to be DeMarcus Robinson. It doesn't matter, dude. It's all bad matchups. So Puka Nacua, I'm looking for Quinyon to get on that ass, and I don't like it. So Puka Nacua, I still would have a flex, though, this week. Just like Cooper Kupp, I think wide receiver 2, flex for Puka Nacua. All right. Next up, Demario Douglas. This guy has been pissing me off, man. Drake May continues to get better, and he is spreading the ball around. So I don't like that. I said you were going to start Butte and all that. You're probably not going to start Demario Douglas either, man. Going against Miami's slot cornerback, Kader Kahu. All right. He is 0.24. That is one of the worst matchups this week. So let's see. Jackson Smith and Jigba. We got Cooper Kupp, Jakobi Meyers, Puka Nacua, and Demario Douglas. Those are our 5. I would say, dude, look out for Jaden Reed going against Lanier. He is the cornerback they just paid in San Francisco. So I do like Jaden Reed, but another tough matchup for him this week. All right, last up, let's go over the pass funnel defenses. Again, these are the defenses that sell out on the run and don't give a shit. They will let you pass all day long. So Baltimore Ravens, again, this has not changed in a while. I do change your order based on the extremity, I guess. Extremity? That doesn't make sense. Based on how extreme these defenses are on selling out on the run. So Baltimore Ravens, man, they do not allow any points via the run, but they allow points via the pass. They're going against the Chargers at the Chargers. So look for Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson to have another touchdown, man. A bad game, probably for J.K. Dobbins and especially Gus Edwards, man. That guy's not going to be able to do that. Minnesota Vikings. All right, they are extreme. They do not give I think they give up the most points to wide receivers right now. They're at Chicago. I do not like Caleb Williams against the rush because they rush more than anybody in the league. But I do think that one of the wide receivers will do well. DJ Moore or Odunze would be my bet. I'd probably bet Odunze. All right, so Odunze probably a flex this week. Cleveland Browns, man, hosting Pittsburgh. Again, we just talked about that. The two best cornerback matchups. So Mike Williams and especially George Pickens should do well this week. Indianapolis, holy shit, dude. I don't care. Anthony Richardson still throwing the ball. I guess Josh Downs might be okay this week. I thought he was unstartable last week, and I was proven wrong. But look for Anthony Richardson to maybe not get so many rushing attempts this week. Then Houston Texans hosting Tennessee, man. So look for Calvin Ridley to have a good matchup. That fool had a good matchup last week. Look for the hyphenated name guy, Westbrook, to get another receiving touchdown. And then below this are all the run funnel defenses. That's just the inverse and good for running backs. All right, everybody, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. If you actually did like this show, please give me a thumbs up. It gives me the potential to go out to more people. It never happens, but it's supposed to increase the odds. Thank you so much for that. Hey, so hopefully I earned a thumbs up. Hopefully I earned a subscription, man. We need subscribers. We need subscribers, please. Hey, man, we have our live drinking show on Friday. Come ask a question. It's awesome. And Jason, dude, you combine this show with Jason's offensive defensive line matchups on Saturday. Holy shit, all your questions will be answered anyways. So, hey, this is Tyler Big Turd Ward. This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and I appreciate